Hi, I'm Gary White for Channel 6 Central Kentucky Television. This is our Political Focus program, where we give our viewers the opportunity to get to know the candidates who are running for office. And we have a primary election coming up in May, and then the general election in November. And I have with me Luke Lawless, who is running for district judge in our area, which covers Marion County, Washington County, as well as Greene County and Taylor County.
Correct.
And there are 5 individuals that are going to be on the ballot for the primary, correct?
Correct.
And the top 2 vote getters will then move on to the general election in November. It is a nonpartisan race as well, so everybody can vote in that, whether they are registered as Democrat, Republican, or as an independent. They can vote as well, correct?
Correct.
So it's open for everyone. So let's get started. Mr. Lawless, will you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Yeah, I am Luke Lawless, candidate for district judge. I live in Taylor County with my wife Rebecca. We live out in the Saloma community, and we've lived there for about 6 years out in Saloma. But I was born in Campbellsville. I spent the majority of my life in Campbellsville, Taylor County. I went to high school in Campbellsville University, and then I went to Northern Kentucky for law school. But I've been in the Taylor County community for many years.
Okay. So tell us, you're running for district judge. What is the position of district judge?
Okay, so your district judge is going to handle your traffic ticket violations, your misdemeanors, civil cases where the disputed amount is $5,000 or below, probates. If someone in your family passes away and you have to open an estate, your probate cases are in front of the district judge. Domestic violence cases are in front of the district judge, and also your juvenile matters are in front of the district judge. So that's the majority of what's going to be heard there. And of course, you got a lot of important things that the district court judge does.
Absolutely. So, tell us, what are your qualifications for running for district judge?
I have spent a lot of time in the district court. When I started my legal career, I started with the public defender's office, and I was at the Columbia office here in Kentucky, and I was in the district courtroom 4 days a week, at minimum 4 days a week. So I practiced a lot of cases from day one. And those were both adult cases. I practiced in juvenile court during that time, and I really spent the bulk of my time in the courtroom in the district court. Fast forward to now, I'm in practice for myself. I'm a sole practitioner downtown Campbellsville, and nothing's changed about the amount of time that I spend in the district court. So you'll see me there 3-4 days a week, practicing again juvenile court and adult court, and I handle every single type of case that the jurisdiction or the district judge has jurisdiction to handle. So there's not a single aspect of the district court that I'm not familiar with based on my time in practice for myself. So I feel like I'm extremely qualified for the job. Again, I've spent as much or more time than any of the other candidates in the district court during my career. So I feel like I know the law, I know the procedures, so it'll be a smooth transition for me if I'm elected district judge.
And so the district judge position is a 4-year term.
Correct.
If you are elected as district judge, what would you like to see are some of your goals you'd like to have accomplished within the first couple of years?
I think, after a couple years in, I would like the district court to have some sort of identity to where going in what to expect from the district court. And what I've kind of focused on throughout my campaign, Gary, has been I'd like to see the district court become more efficient in terms of cases being handled quickly, not having to go back to court time and time again when there's really no reason for a delay. And also, when you come in front of the district court judge, I'd like there to be some accountability there. I am all in favor of alternative methods to incarceration, finding ways to rehabilitate the folks that come in front of the district judge. But a couple years in, I think we'll see that identity come through in my courtroom, that I'm going to hold you accountable, throughout that rehabilitation process. And if you continue to make mistakes, then there's going to be consequences for it. So that's what I'd like to see, after a couple years on the bench.
And you had brought up about the incarceration. We just recently did an interview with the jailer here in Marion County, and the numbers continue to climb with the individuals who are being incarcerated from our local offices. What kind of alternative methods, possibilities could there be to help with that situation?
Sure. Well, I think the most obvious is some type of drug treatment. I think everyone, for the most part, will agree that our biggest problem in the community now is drugs, and trying to combat those, get those off the street. And you know, once people start using those and they get involved in the court system, it's really hard for them to get out. So whether that means drug treatment in a private facility, whether that means using our drug court program in the local courtroom, which is a great program, whether that means some other alternative. I know there's some new ideas coming out now with the Vivitrol and the other ideas for trying to combat that substance abuse. And I think Taylor Brady was talking about that last week. And I think that's a good idea. Of course, we haven't really seen that in practice yet, but you know, on its face, it looks like it could be another option to use in the district court, and I would certainly be open to using that in the future.
So tell us, as we mentioned, there are 5 individuals who are going to be on the ballot. What makes you feel that you're the most qualified individual for our voters to vote for?
Sure. Well, you know, I think experience obviously is important. It's key, and I have the experience, but it's more than that. And I think that you have to look at the total package in terms of what somebody brings to the table. You know, I have just a good reputation with all my clients and the people that have used me for any type of legal work or have been around me in the courtroom, and they know my temperament. They know that I'm respectful. I treat people fairly, courteous of others. I think those are all important things for your district judge. Just, you know, my involvement in the community, the things that I've done and am currently involved in. I could sit here and talk your head off about that, Gary, but really, you know, you got to look at all those things. Somebody who's willing to make a difference, not just on the bench but off the bench, and I feel like I'm qualified in that area. And you know, if you look at that total picture, I feel like I'm the most qualified candidate.
Again, I'm talking with Luke Lawless, who is running for district judge and is for our division that covers Marion County, Washington County, as well as Taylor County and Greene County, and will be on the ballot for the primary election in May. And it is open for everyone. As we said, it is a non-partisan race, so you will be voting whether you are a registered Republican, Democrat, or an independent. You have the opportunity to vote in that primary in May. So as we leave, if you just want to share your final thoughts with our viewers.
Sure. Like Gary said, May 22nd is the primary. You know, I'm a candidate that's committed to trying to make a difference in the community, find ways to rehabilitate the folks that find themselves in front of the district court time after time. I want to make a change. I'm committed to that. I'm committed to the safety of your families in the community, and I'll do everything I can to be a judge you'll be proud of. So May 22nd, I'd ask you to vote for Luke Lawless for district judge.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Gary.
All right, this has been Gary White for Political Focus here on Channel 6 Central Kentucky Television.